Welcome to the New Life TV, New Life USA. This is your man, Tony Lamptey. He's back again. We got a beautiful show today. We got a lot of things to discuss. We got people around the world going to be talking to us. We got folks in London, in Lagos, in Accra, Ghana, and we're going to be analyzing the secrets men do, the things men do. And it's not about trying to expose men that they're doing bad things, but sometimes there are a lot of things people do that sometimes come back to bite them. And this story is one of those beautiful stories that needs to be told. And we're going to analyze it, evaluate it from top to bottom, and we're going to see how this can help somebody. Obviously, we do know that a lot of people may have problems, but this is the kind of problem that we think can be solved. Well, let's hit the story quickly, and let me welcome my participants around the world. We have folks from London, we have folks from Accra, Ghana, and we have folks from Lagos, Nigeria. And of course, we also have someone from Maryland, USA. And so let's see. Let me say shout to is that Sister Cleo in Lagos, Nigeria? Are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, okay, great. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's see, let me get Sister Vero from Accra, Ghana. Are you there?
No, you are here. Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking your time to come and talk to us. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. I do know we have a sister from London. I'm going to see whether she's going to get on board. And also a brother from Maryland, USA. I still don't see them on board, but I'm sure they'll be on board before we finish. But we're going to just go ahead and carry on to the story. And let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. Well, the story goes this way, and I want everybody to listen very carefully. It's a very serious story and a very sad story at the same time. The story starts this way. There is a musician from the west coast of Africa. And this man was a successful musician, doing his best. He was a married man with no children. But along the line, he was also dating the daughter of some of his friends. In other words, he was secretly dating one of his friend's daughter. Unfortunately for him, it appeared that the parents of the young lady did not know that he was dating the girl. His wife also did not know he was dating the young girl. Now, when I say young girl, I don't mean a teenager now. She's in her 20s, 24, 25, but she still lived at home. And as you already know, when you live at home, you just follow your parents' rules and whatnot. So she's still a young lady in the eyes of the parents because she lived at home. Well, this man was on his trip on one of his musical escapades or tour. He made arrangement to have this young lady meet him and go on tour with him. Well, while he was in his hotel, the lady was brought over and she went on tour with him. But on one of the days, the lady wasn't feeling good. She felt very bad and she thought she was just tired. And so she wanted to lay down and have a rest. Unfortunately for her, as she was resting, it looks like her problem got bigger. It got serious. And the musician was like, "What's going on? Are you okay? What's wrong?" And before he could even do anything, this lady went into a coma. And so he picked her up. "Hey, what's going on? What's the problem? And let's call the hospital. Let's call an ambulance. Let's call a taxi. Let's get this lady to the hospital quickly." Before he could say anything, this lady died in his arms. Here he was, the musician, had a dead body, his own girlfriend, in his arms. This is a very serious issue. And so now the question is, how would this man go back and tell his friends what had happened? And when I say friends, I'm talking about the parent of the young lady, because they were his friends. How would he go back and tell his wife what had just happened? Because the wife also knew the young lady, but she did not know that the husband was having an affair with the young lady. How would he go and tell the wife? In other words, what we're trying to find out is, if you were the man, how would you take steps to resolve this problem? That's the first thing. The second thing, if you were the wife of the man, how would you handle this issue? The third question was, if you were the mother of the girl, how would you handle this issue? And lastly, if you were the father of the girl, how would you handle this issue? And so we're going to be talking to our panel this evening. They're going to give us different views, their intake, and what they think should be done and how it should be done. Now, make no mistake about this. There's no set answers for this. But this is a type of social problem that we want to discuss and have different points of views. And so when we finish this program, feel free to call in or send in your comments. You can send in your comments and we will look at it and all that. But we'll talk to our panelists now and see what their views are concerning this whole issue. Now, you got to understand that this is an issue that involves a young teenager. It involves death. It involves secrecy. It involves lack of trust. It involves so many things. And so, having said all that, I'm going to turn to one of our participants and let me get her view on this topic. Lagos, Nigeria. Miss Cleo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes,
okay.
I'm ready.
Great. Let me ask you this. What is your take on this story? Just give me, what do you think of this story before I ask you specific questions?
It's a very pathetic story. It's a very sad case. This guy has really betrayed the trust and the value of friendship between him and his friend. That is the parents of the girl, the guy,
yes,
the musician.
Yes.
He has really betrayed the trust of his friend.
Right.
That's the guy, the lady's father, parents have with him.
Wow.
I don't know how he's going to do. I don't know how, but first thing first, I think the police will have to come in.
The police have to come in. Okay.
Come in, yes. The police have to come in.
All right.
That's the first thing.
Okay. And what would the police be doing when they come in?
They are going to do autopsy or something. He's going to make a statement anyway to the police.
Okay. All right.
And they will take it from there. They will do the autopsy from the hospital and found out if there was no foul play.
Okay.
Concerning the guy and the lady. Okay. If there was really nothing.
Okay. Great.
You'll find out. And then, how is the man going to disclose this to the parents of his friend? The parents of the girl, that is his friend.
Right.
Is another issue.
Well, if you were
another big issue.
Let me ask you this: if you were the man, and I hate to put you in that position because you're not a man, but how would you present this case to the parents of the girl, who are your friends?
He has got himself in a very big mess. Here in Africa.
Yes.
It's a very big
okay.
What most people will advise him to do is to go and get some elders.
Okay.
He has to tell them what happened. Tell them the truth. You go and get some elders who may be able to speak, break the news. Sometimes they sometimes go to church ministers, get reverend fathers or something to go and bring the news to the parents of the girl. Okay. It's not a very good news, though.
All right.
But somehow, have to go and bring the news. Okay. Most of the time in social situations in Africa, we get elders to go and do this sort of thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds really good. Breaking the news. The delivery has to be in such a process that is very conducive to both the parents and to the man himself. So he needs elders. I like that. But before I go too far, let me ask you one other question here. If you were the mother of the daughter of the young lady, Can you keep that thought in mind, because I'm going to come back to you. What would be your reaction to hearing this news and your reaction to the man? I want you to hold that thought, because I want to go to let's see. Let me go to Accra, Ghana. Accra, Ghana. Vero, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. How are you doing? You heard the story, right?
Very good.
I want to take your what's your intake on this story? How do you feel when you hear a serious story like this?
It's a very sad situation. The situation is a sad one.
Okay.
And, it has to be handled anyway. I believe the police authority has a lot to do to solve this problem.
Okay.
Since the girl died in the arms of the man or with the man without anybody being there, the police have to carry out an investigation and investigate properly what could have happened. And in the process of investigation, it's the police that will get across to the girl's family to disclose what has happened to their daughter wherever she is.
Okay.
I don't think the man should be forward in doing that. It's the duty of the police to do that because they have to carry out an investigation anyway. And the man has to allow them to do their job properly. And he has to cooperate with them.
So now let me ask you this.
He finds himself in problem.
If the musician now, while the police is doing their interrogation and investigation, should there be any contact between the man and his friends?
Yes, there will be a contact, but that will be after, I believe that will be after the police will have broken the news to the girl's parents.
So the man should wait till the...
He should wait, yes.
No contact. Okay. Now let me ask you, if you were the wife of this musician,
yes,
how would you handle this issue? How would you handle it?
I would hold my peace initially. I would peace. It's a hard thing, but...
you will hold your peace. I like that. You will hold your peace, okay?
Initially, I hold my peace.
Okay.
Yes, I want to talk with my husband, the musician, and find out exactly when the relationship started, how it started, and get the truth and nothing but the truth from my husband.
Okay, so you
because hearing that he even went on a tour with the girl is heartbreaking, and it's painful, more painful because the girl is gone now. I would think two things. Either my husband went after the girl, or the girl herself forced herself on him. And either way, I would really wish the girl refused any relationship for my husband.
Okay.
Because the girl is equally close to me. If there was if the pressure came from my husband, I would have expected her to tell me or let me have an insight of what is going on.
So are you saying that you may think that the girl may have the one to probably initiate the relationship with your husband?
I would want to hear from my husband. I think so.
Okay. So
I mean, we are family friends. We are family friends.
Right.
My parents are well known to me. The girl is well known to me. So why should there be a relationship anyway?
Exactly.
Assuming I'm getting it again, disturbing her, trying to, to do that with whatever, she should be able to confide in you or somebody close to the family.
So
But
being
you have to take an accept and then go on a tour. Only God knows how many times they do.
okay. All right. Accra, Ghana. I'm hearing you, Vero. Now, let me also ask you this. Do you think the trust between you and your husband is permanently broken?
Not permanently broken. It's broken, but not permanently.
It's broken, but not permanently.
I wouldn't, not permanently. I wouldn't, except if it can be proven that he has his hand in the death of the dog.
Okay. But in this
Then
case,
I would not want to have anything to do with the murderer.
right. Well, the information that we gathered was the lady was not feeling good and she wanted to take a rest. And while she was taking a rest, she went into a coma. From the coma, she passed on. So there was no indication that he himself had anything to do with it. But it was rather unfortunate that she passed on in his arms. But like we all agreed, the police has to investigate. But now let me ask you something. Do you think the man, do you think he should stay away completely doing the investigation and never say nothing to the family or to the friends, to his friends, and to the parents of the girls? That's what I mean. You think he should completely stay away, or he should reach out?
Yeah, I think he should reach out. I think he should reach out. Reach out through the police too, and then maybe a few other friends. Not to try to defend himself yet, but at least to commensurate with his friends and family.
Okay, very good. Now let me ask you this. If you were the mother of the young lady, now I want you to place yourself in that situation. If you were the mother of the young lady and you heard this story about your daughter passing away in the arms of one of your friends, tell me some. How would you react? What would be your reaction? I mean, just be very honest with us. I know you are, but how would you feel?
I can't tell. How will I react? I don't know.
You don't know how because it's a very serious issue, so you don't know how you will react.
It's a very, very serious issue. Very, very serious.
Do you think
all sorts of thoughts come through the person's mind. All sorts of thoughts will come through my mind. Did I kill him?
Oh.
Did I get people to kill him? All sorts of I'm not supposed to say that, but all sorts of things will go through my mind.
Okay, so you do not know what your reaction will be. It's just based on you don't. Okay. All right, thank you so much. Don't go yet. Let me go back to Lagos, Nigeria. Theo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great. I'm sure you can also hear what the lady from Ghana, Vero, was saying. Let me ask you this. If you were in the same shoes, what would be your reaction if you were the mother of the young lady? What do you think your reaction would be?
I don't know if I could kill somebody.
Oh, please don't use that word. Please, let's not use the word KILL. It's not permitted.
Okay. I don't know what to do at that stage.
Okay.
So maybe when I calm down, I want to ask him some few questions. The man, that is the musician, I want to ask him some few questions. I want to ask him.
So you want to face-to-face? You want to have a face-to-face questions? Okay.
How long ago? How often have you been taking her out?
How long?
Is it something? Yes. How long ago have you been taking her out? I know if my daughter is dead, God forbid.
No, it will never happen. No.
So, yeah. Whatever he says, my daughter is not there to defend.
Yes.
Or I will want the man to be truthful, to tell me the truth at this stage.
Yes.
How often have you been taking her out, taking her on journeys like that? You understand?
Right, right.
I would like to.
You would like to know. So you...
Yeah.
Okay, would you want to ask him directly or you want to go through emissaries? In other words, do you want to have a face-to-face conversation with him, or these questions can go through the elders or other people? Is that how you want it? How would you want it?
No, I want to see him. I want to see him face-to-face. I want to look at his eyes. I've asked him those questions.
Oh my God, this is
I want
serious.
to look at him and ask him such questions.
Right.
I would prefer to ask him.
Face-to-face, okay? All right.
Face-to-face.
Yeah. What if he refuses to want to meet with you for fear of his own life?
He has to. He has to. What about the life of my own child?
Okay.
He has to.
So he must. Okay. All right, I get you. So you want to ask questions face to face and make sure that you get some solid answers to these questions. That will frame you up.
Yes. If so, I think that those questions are answers to not bring back my child. But then, I still need to ask.
You need to ask. Okay. Now let's get to the ultimate. We were expecting. We haven't gotten the man here who was supposed to be in Maryland. But let me ask you a question that superimposes you as a man. I know you're not a man, but I just want you to put yourself in a man's shoes right now and think like a man, because men will think differently from the way women think. Men sort of focus, hit the point, move on. Women are focused, but they look sideways to make sure they have all information together and they move on. And this is where sometimes men will miss the boat while the women gathers everything together. So sometimes we do believe that women have better planning than men. So now put yourself in the focus of the man. That is the father of the young lady. What do you think will be his reaction? The father of the young lady. Or what do you think?
Ask a question that, is it something that they have been doing together? The men.
Is this something? Well, it's been a secret.
Is it that they have been things together, taking little girls on tours?
Oh, you are asking if the father and the musician
of the
girl,
friends.
They have been friends. Have they been doing such a? Oh,
yes, have they been partners in doing such things?
Okay, partners in crime. Okay,
Yes.
that's a good one. Okay, because birds of the same feathers flock together, and so
They flock together.
yes. So most okay, I get your point. Okay, so now let me ask you what.
Because in such instance, the father of the girl wouldn't be able to ask much
Okay, the father
from
of
his
the
friend.
because he himself is a willing participant in that type of
They
behavior.
have been doing such things to other people too.
Okay.
But it's just unfortunate that them have turned out this way.
Okay. That's a different school of thought, and I'm very glad you brought that in because, to be honest with you, that didn't even come to my mind, or to probably most of the viewers, it didn't come to their mind. But that's a very excellent point you have made. It's true. If the father of the girl is in company with this musician and they do things like that, then he will not be able to ask too many questions. Okay, but having said that, what if he's not? Because from the story, it's like it's a secret the parents did not know. What if the father was not that type of man? What do you think his reaction would have been? Or what do you think his reaction should be? Should he be forgiving? Should he go to the extent of the law?
What is he going to forgive for? The deed has been done. If the worst thing that has happened, what is it? Are they still going to be friends again? I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it therefore. The man, as a man, men, they might take these things calmly better than women.
Right.
But I know that friendship has been destroyed.
Okay, all right. So this is a very important lesson here because, like we all said, secrets. There is nothing like a secret. Anything that is a secret will be revealed one day on the rooftops, and we've always known that people think they have things. Oh, this is my secret friend. This is my secret dad. This is secret. One day, what was a secret will become an open thing. The only thing secret that we all say is the almighty face of God. And besides that, there is nothing secret on earth. Now, one thing for sure is this. The wife of the musician and the wife and the mother of the young lady, how do you think the relationship will come out? What do you think they will say to each other? The wife of the... and I'm asking this question to Accra, Ghana. Vero, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What do you think will be the relationship between the wife of the musician and the mother of the young lady that had passed away? How do you think this will be resolved?
The wife of the musician can go too far in the sense that
Can you speak a little bit louder? Your voice is going down.
Yeah, I said the wife of the musician can play a key role in going to commiserate and console the mother of the girl.
Okay.
Because she is not involved in any way.
Right.
I think she should be the one consoling the family of this girl.
Okay.
And consolation is likely to be more receptive than if the man appears. Because though the parents of the dead girl are they feel more of the pain, but the wife of the man equally is in an embarrassing situation as well.
As well, okay. But she has a bigger...
So I think she should play a key role in soothing their pain.
Okay. So she has a bigger role to play in ensuring that some comfort comes to the parents of the girl. Yes. Okay, that's understandable. Okay. Well, I think we've sort of exhausted some of the questions that people will have, but I do know that people will be sending their comments and sending their views about this whole scenario. But one thing I want to say is that we've always, the things men do sometimes always leaves after them. And it's a bitter lesson for men who think they can have secret relationship while in a marriage, because things like this can happen without your plans. I don't think the musician knew that the girl would come and then pass away. It was never part of his plan. It was never part of the whole deal. But it tells you that circumstances happen whereby you have no intake in it. But that's why we have to be very careful in the things we do. Because as we live our lives, we never know what could happen. And so this is a thorough lesson for everyone. You got to be careful in the things you do. You got to be careful because you never know what may happen. There is an old saying that nobody knows tomorrow. And that saying is still vivid. They did not know that this kind of thing will happen. But it surely has happened. But now let me ask each one of you this question. How do you move on from this? If you were Accra, Ghana, Vero, if you were the wife of the man, how do you move on after this incident? How would you encourage yourself? How would you encourage your husband? How would you... Of course, bear in mind, he might go to court. They might sentence him. Something is going to happen. But how do you encourage yourself?
To me, infidelity shouldn't be encouraged at all. You are married. You shouldn't be going after any other person,
Okay.
whether young or old, will still be something that should be encouraged.
Right. No, I'm
Any
asking.
married man.
I'm asking, how would you, as the wife of the musician, how do you encourage yourself to move on? In other words, find a
How do
way.
I encourage myself or my husband?
Yeah, how do you encourage yourself and also maybe even encourage your husband if you're, in the West, mostly the woman will abandon the man immediately. Now, of course, in Africa it might be different. In the Caribbean it might be different. In South America it might be different. But in most instances, with such a thing will happen, the lady will say, hey, I ain't going to be part of this case. I'm out of here. So we know that that's probably what they're going to do. But you're coming from the African end, which is a little bit different. That's why I'm asking, how do you encourage yourself? Would you abandon the man? Would you move on? Or would you...
I wouldn't abandon him. I still want to find out what the investigation, the results will be like. If it happens that he's involved in the death of this girl, but I don't want to have anything to do with it.
So you will abandon him if he has something to do with it. Yeah.
However, if he's not involved, the relationship is not to move down. I wouldn't break up with him.
Right.
Then, if the relationship will not be
Okay. All right, let's talk to Sister Cleo in Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes.
Sister Cleo, are you there?
I'm here, yes.
Okay, great. I'm going to ask you the same question. If you were the wife of the musician, how would you encourage yourself to move on? I mean, would you, after the phase of the investigation, would you still be with this man, or you going to ask him to go jump hell? What would be your reaction to the relationship?
Well, it's going to be a bit sour, definitely. Things might not go as usual. I will need time for the wounds to be healed.
Okay.
Hopefully, maybe if God touches my heart,
Okay.
things might come back same, but it's going to take a long time. Definitely.
Okay. But now, obviously, we know that in a situation like this, we cannot tell what the court will do because obviously there will be a court proceeding. Assuming the man is found not culpable, but the court sentencing him to some type of jail or imprisonment, maybe 2-3 years, for being the one to bring the woman to the place, and even though he has nothing, he may not, quote unquote, have technical things to do with the death of the lady. Assuming he's sent to jail, would you still stand by him?
If he's sent to jail, there's really nothing I can do about it. He has to go and serve the punishment.
So he will go and say,
what are we going to do?
So,
he has to serve the punishment.
Okay.
Yes.
So after serving the punishment, is he on his own or you will take him back?
While serving the punishment, he will come back home and we start from there.
Oh, that's good. Oh, so you're going to give him a chance. He will come back home and start from there.
He'll come back home, then we start from, that is our own problem. That will be our own internal problem.
Okay. That's very interesting. I'm really impressed with that because usually what you're going to hear is that, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be part of this thing. Once he's gone, that's the end of the story. But for you to say he comes back from jail and that's an internal problem and we start all over again, that's pretty impressive. That is really, really impressive. I think you ought to be commended for that. Usually you don't find most women in the Western world saying that. I'm really surprised, but that's good. That's good. Are there any questions you guys want to ask me, being the host, that you think I should answer? Because my job is to bring the story, but sometimes people want to ask the host his own opinion. What are there any questions you want to ask me?
Sometimes, I want think about the girl in question. Now, what type of upbringing did she get?
Exactly.
All depends.
It's
The
true.
parents may have done their bit.
Right.
You know?
The upbringing of a child is a particular importance
Yes.
because
They place a long distance. The upbringing of a child sometimes plays a long role in their future. But definitely sometimes the parents might have done what they can do. It could be maybe, sometimes they want to get more than the parents can afford.
right.
Maybe expectations here and there. From
While I agree with you, something puzzled me, and what puzzled me was the fact that why did they? First of all, we know the musician is wrong because he's an elderly man pursuing a young lady, which is wrong. But then I asked myself, why did the young lady accept to date a friend of his father or a friend of his parents? That tells me that there's something wrong somewhere. Because this man is
probably she wants to get something more than the parents can afford. Maybe the man is giving her some nice time, good things that maybe a young man will not be able to give her. A young boy will not.
Okay. So there are the benefits. There are some benefits that goes with this relationship.
Of what she's getting is what she's really after. That's why she's going after such elderly person as old as her father.
Yes. Okay. Because another thing that surprised me was that I would have thought that when she was invited to go on the music tour, she would have turned the man down. Because this thing is supposed to be a secret anyway. But by going to the tour and accepting to go, you risk the extent of exposing the relationship. And God forbid, nobody expected that something will happen to her. But see what happened. If she had stayed at home, maybe this would not have happened. Maybe. Of course, it could also happen, but maybe this would not have happened. But it also tells us
that this is not the first time she's doing it.
Exactly.
She has been doing it.
So the character of the girl has something to do with this whole thing. So here we are. We have two characters. The character of the musician was wrong. The character of the young lady was also wrong. And so we have two characters that collided that was not supposed to be. But either way, I think the judgment is more on the man than the young lady. Because as an older man, as an elderly, he should not have done what he did. And he had the power to convince the young lady. Now, obviously, whatever he said to her or gave to her or whatever is what impressed the young lady to follow him. And so most of the blame will probably go to the man anyway. But until the court decides, then we can say this is that, this is that. But I think we've exhausted a lot of talk here. Vero from Accra, Ghana, do you have anything you want to conclude here?
I want to say that I would want to hear what you have to say. I'm interested in the final.
Can you speak up? Your voice is going down. Can you speak up?
I said I would want to find out what the police are going to say, their final conclusion as to what caused her death.
Okay.
I'm really interested.
Okay. All right. And that will help
clear
you.
my mind that my husband is not a murderer.
Okay. That your husband is not a murderer, to clear your mind. So the statements of the police or the conclusions of the police will help that healing process. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Okay, that sounds good. That sounds really good. Well, we've spent almost 45 minutes or more on this issue, and I think we've done very well, and I think we've hit all the points that we need to hit. Basically, let's say it like this: we thank you all for coming, and for anybody who is out there, if this story touches you, the idea of the story is to help you out. Why? Because we think there are a lot of people that may have encountered a situation like this, or may have encountered something similar to this. I hope our discussion will bring out light as to the steps you ought to take when you are in a situation like this. And also will help give you some type of healing process. Make no mistake about this. We're not coming to give you recommended answers. We're only giving you answers that we think people around the world may have. And so if you've learned anything from this, we are glad and we are thankful that you have. I want to give a shout to Cleo in Lagos. Thank you very much. God bless you for sharing this platform with us. We will be calling you again, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. And also to Vero in Accra, Ghana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know it's late in Ghana right now. It's probably, 10, 11 o'clock at night. Here in the U.S., it's only about 5:30. So we appreciate your coming, and we appreciate everything you have done. Thank you so much, Vero. Thank you very kindly. And to my wider audience, thank you. We want to say thank you. We will bring you more stories. We got great stories to come. The next story is going to be fantastic, and we will be expecting you to participate. So feel free, don't forget, hit the like button, share this, and subscribe. Like I told you, I'm going to do my part, and I want you to do your part. Thank you so much. See you again. The train is about to leave. Tony Lamptey. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.